Hello everybody, what is going on? This is Word here, and I am going to bring you a game between Naniwa and Scarlett. Scarlett, of course, being the purple Zerg here in the lower right of Abyssal City. And her opponent is going to be Naniwa, the blue Protoss, here in the left portion. Now, Abyssal City is a map I have seen a lot, only cast it on once, I think, if I remember correctly. Not entirely sure, but I am pretty familiar with it. And, of course, the general consensus here is that this map is generally Zerg favored. And, oh, spoiler alert, guys, this is a replay. I don't know Scarlett and Naniwa personally well enough to get them to play a game and have me in it live, but, you know, I'm sure we're used to this by now. Now, before we get too into the game, I do want to, bring you up to speed on a couple of things. You may have seen the video on my YouTube channel, which announces that I'm going to a new YouTube channel. Now, the video goes into detail about it. The short answer is I'm being partnered and I need a new channel for it. And I really, really need all of you guys to come on over. Because number one, that's where all the content's going to be very soon. I won't be using this channel, Wordcast, if you're watching it on here, for much longer. And the new channel is going to be youtube.com/wordcastsc2. So soon, that is where all the content will be. I'm just waiting for that 15-minute upload thing to kick in so I can upload videos longer than 15 minutes. It takes a little while, no matter what. But once that's done, I'm pretty much done using this channel, so make sure to come over, youtube.com/wordcastsc2. That is where I will be putting everything, and I don't want you guys to miss anything, and I hope you don't either. Hope you've enjoyed all the casts and all of that good stuff, and I really do appreciate you guys watching. So, I don't want to lose you. Come on over. And one more thing before we get into the game, I am going to be casting a show match between Clarity and Complexity Gaming. If you haven't heard, it's going to be December 15th, which is this Saturday at 9 p.m. EST. In terms of stream location, we're hammering that out with the guys and Complexity, Clarity, and myself. But I will let you guys know as soon as I find out, and that announcement will probably be on Twitter and in my upcoming cast, so make sure to follow me on Twitter too. Of course, all that info is in the lower portion of your screen. But now we can talk a little bit about this game. We see that Naniwa did go for a gateway expand here. He's actually going to expand, put down the Nexus after or before the Cyber Core, which is interesting. So he won't be going for very early gateway aggression, but of course the benefit of that build is you do have that early aggression. Scarlett, meanwhile, did go for a 15 hatch, which, is pretty rare in ZVP, but as a matter of fact is pretty okay on Abyssal City, considering how big this map is. Now, the benefits of this map, of course, are its size and the fact that the 3 bases, as any player, you can get between really easily, but it's not very easy for your opponent to go around and make counterattacks to. We see Scarlett taking a very early third here at about 3 minutes, 30 seconds. So she's playing very greedy, but so is Naniwa, expanding off of only one gateway. So he'll have that fast Nexus, and he will also have that fast tech. Now, I've been watching Naniwa stream a lot lately. If you guys don't, you absolutely should. He is hilarious, a good player, and man, it's just an awesome time. And something I've noticed, of course, is that he is very, very aggressive in ZVP. He does not like to sit back and macro. Sometimes he'll be that guy who takes the greedy third base, but it's usually on certain maps, sometimes Daybreak and Cloud Kingdom. Other than that, not really so much. So I would not be surprised to see aggression out of Naniwa. We'll have to see exactly what kind of aggression. He is getting that Stalker out here, going to clear out Overlords before Scarlett can, of course, place it on top of that dome there. And of course we'll be able to just clear the map in general. Now Scarlett here actually has an earlier gas than most Zergs get. Now she went for 15 hatch with a very fast third, so she's kind of compensating for that greediness with that fast gas. She also maybe be metagaming a little bit because Naniwa, of course, as an aggressive player, it's not a secret, and she does want to be prepared for that. So we'll see if she goes for speed first or lair. Probably speed. Going lair first would be a very greedy move, and on top of this fast third hatch and 15 hatch, I don't know if she can afford much more greed. And we see Naniwa here is actually going for a very fast Stargate, and this Stargate is so much faster than it would be if you got a Forge Fast Expand. Usually the earliest Stargates you see with FFEs are going to be around 5 minutes 30 or 5 minutes 40, and in this case the Stargate is actually going to finish before that time frame, so he'll be able to start out making units very quickly, probably before the Zerg player is going to be expecting it. And now looks like Scarlett is just droning up a little bit, getting that drone count up. We see Naniwa is starting here with a Phoenix, so it looks like he will be going for some Phoenix pressure, and Scarlett currently has 3 Overlords out on the map, as I just pointed out there, so that is a very potential supply block that she could be dealing with here. We'll see once he gets out there. I don't believe he hasn't seen his third base yet, hasn't really got out at all on the map, except for the Phoenix that just came out, and he's actually making a Void Ray. Now, where's that Phoenix? Just heard the shot. There he is. Going to be taking out that Overlord, and because a lot of players you know, make that Void Ray after or before they make the Phoenix. So what Naniwa's doing here is he's making a Phoenix, and then he's making the Void Ray. And of course, Scarlett, the first unit she's going to see is a Phoenix, and that is obviously the first air unit has been made because it's so early. So following up this Void Ray is going to be a bit of a surprise, but is Scarlett actually going to see it? She's coming in here with the Overlord, the Phoenix, trying to pick it off, and she actually sees, wow, a second Void Ray making here for Naniwa. This is very unusual, but it definitely holds up with Naniwa's aggressive standards. And if he continues making Void Rays, I don't know. I mean, I've seen way back in the day there were 3 Void Ray Stargate pressure plays. I used to do them a lot myself. And then, you know, I phased out of them just like everybody else did because they weren't any good. Zergs rather got really good at dealing with Void Rays. Now, Scarlett has actually seen both Void Rays. She saw the one that was out, and she saw the one that's producing. So she knows Naniwa is making multiple of them. And wow, yeah, that is the third one started there in the production tab. She got 3 spores down. Is that enough to deal with 2 Void Rays? No. But with the queens, it is going to be, and it looks like she does have 4 queens out, so of course those extra transfuses as well as the damage output should be enough to knock this back. But Naniwa adding on 3 more gates, getting that +1 weaponry, and just kind of patrolling the map a little bit. Not really being too aggressive with this Void Ray. Some people like to knock down the creep tumors, but of course with no Robo and no Observer, you can't do that. So he's just going to try to go around, try to pick off Overlord, set Scarlett back a little bit, because, oh, with 6 gates in production, it looks like Naniwa is going to be going for a 2-base all-in that's going to be Void Ray based. He actually has a 4th Void Ray coming out here. Doesn't have +1 air weapons or anything, is getting the +1 ground weapons. But it's going to be 7 gates and a bunch of Void Rays now. Wow, actually Scarlett here has a very early infestation pit because of that early gas. I guess not very early, but early enough by these standards. And honestly, aside from Mutas, which are okay against, which are pretty good against Void Rays, but you need a lot of them. And, you know, you don't really only be able to get, like, maybe 7 off of this sort of play, so that wouldn't be too good because of, you know, the high Void Ray count. But you can get 5 Infestors, and that is going to be very good. So I think inadvertently or not, Scarlett here might have the perfect counter to Naniwa's build, but we'll have to see. Naniwa's got pretty good micro. As long as he can get good spreads, he should be good. But since he's being the aggressor, he's going to be attacking up ramps. It's going to be crazy. We have a 4th base here for Scarlett, and she's actually not watching Naniwa's 3rd. And that's not a good idea, obviously. You don't know whether or not your opponent is going to be expanding, so you don't know if he's all-inning you. And Scarlett is actually up at 72 drones right now. A bunch of Lings are going to come out. He's going to get rid of a lot of them. And right now Scarlett is popping out 5 Infestors in timing with those Pastoring Glands and a bunch of Lings. So she sees the Void Ray Death Army coming out, and she maybe is a little scared, or maybe is supremely confident. It's kind of how Scarlett operates. Now, Naniwa just had those proxies set up. Very high sentry count. A lot of force fields going to nullify the Lings. And the Void Rays, of course, are very good against the Roaches. But look, oh, Scarlett is actually getting +1 ranged attack, which is going to be great for the Roaches, but it's also great for the Infested Terran. So as long as the Infested Terran placement is good, she should be in good shape. Her creep spread is amazing here on Abyssal City, considering how many directions there are to spread it. But now Naniwa is going to be breaking down that front door, working on the rocks, which is actually going to get these Void Rays charged up a little bit. And these Void Rays, 4 fully charged Void Rays, are very dangerous. Naniwa's got to get in there before the charge expires, though, keeping it charged up, attacking one of his own Zealots, I think. And now he's going in. The Fungal's getting laid down here for Scarlett, covering a lot. The Void Rays taking a lot of it. Here come the Infested Terrans getting laid down as well. A couple of sentries going to get picked off, and a really good hold there by Scarlett on the ramp. Naniwa going to have to run away. He has a few force fields left, so he can siphon off some of these forces. That is what he's going to do, but transfuses by Scarlett, keeping these Roaches alive. There's only 2 Void Rays left, and it looks like that Queen really wants to take one of those down. Is Naniwa going to get it away in time? Yes, he does pull it away. But right now, the supply is 141 for Scarlett, almost 90 for Naniwa here. And it looks like, actually, he warped the sentry in on the high ground to force field the ramp. Scarlett going to clean that up with some Infested Terrans. Very nice there by Naniwa, but is it going to be enough? Did he stop enough reinforcements? I am not sure. The Roaches keep pumping on out for Scarlett. 10 more in production. The Void Ray goes down. Only 1 very weak Void Ray left. Naniwa continuing to warp in. But behind this, he's actually getting +1 armor. He's actually getting a Twilight Council. So, is he looking to expand behind this? He knows he's not quite going to be able to break it, and if we take a look at his vision here, he doesn't know about the 4th. So if he goes for a 3rd, I mean, Scarlett's at 72 drones. She is in a prime economic position, and Naniwa might not know just how behind he is if he does decide to go for that 3rd. But honestly, what other sort of option is there? Your 2-base all-in has failed. You can try to take a 3rd behind it, but Scarlett is at 170 supply. Once she gets unsupply blocked, she'll probably be working on max, and it looks like she is ready to be aggressive. The Roaches and Infestors pushing out here on the map. Naniwa doing the same as well. Just kind of grabbing that tower to make sure no big armies were incoming, and he's going to come back home. Going to break down that pylon because looks like his army can't quite get inside otherwise. And Still no third going down, no Nexus in production. Getting a Robo, getting Charge. Very interesting choices here from Naniwa. So, wow, yeah, 7 Zealots warping in. He's not going for a Nexus at all. He's going to try to at least defend this army. And, of course, you know, making a Nexus when a big army is coming your way is not usually the best idea. So he's going to spread these Zealots out a bit here. Scarlett going to be coming in. The Infestors don't have a lot of energy, but these Infested Terrans are very dangerous. Naniwa going to pull back away from those smartly, but there are a lot of Roaches coming. Scarlett is maxed right now. Actually has a Hive and Spire on the way as well, but sitting at 195 supply against Naniwa's 106. She could win right here. We do have an Immortal on the way here for Naniwa, and I don't believe that +1 armor finished before that Forge was taken down, so Naniwa is in a rough spot. The Roaches are just piling up, trying to force field and keep them away. Is he going to have enough? That Immortal's so close to popping out. Scarlett, no, that is it. GG from Naniwa, and that is going to be the end of the game, guys. An interesting play there from Naniwa, but Scarlett just kind of ended up with the perfect counter to it. So, again, make sure to go subscribe to the new YouTube channel, youtube.com/wordcast, SC2, Wordcast SC2. Link going to be in there in the description. I will see you guys there. Word up.